And we are live.
Cool.
Okay, let us know if you can see us and hear us all right. Vanessa, this week I'm joined by Vanessa Marie. Vanessa, can you introduce yourself, please?
Yeah, so I'm Vanessa Marie, as Leigh-An said. I am a fantasy novel and horror writer. I also write fiction as well. Um, and I've been writing since middle school, but haven't really started taking it seriously until about 2 years ago. So a bit about me.
Okay, so Vanessa provided the prompt for this week's flash fiction, so I'm going to share my screen so we can get started. Let me know if you can see it.
Not seeing it yet.
Give it a second. It should be up.
Not seeing it yet.
The aim's on.
Is it up?
It's on my end that.
Oh wait, I think it's thinking about it.
It says that it's sharing, but.
No. It looked like it was buffering, like it was going to show it, but then it went away.
Okay, trying it again. There it is.
Yay. There we go.
So that definitely looks like fantasy.
Yeah.
So my first impression of this prompt is someone is there to assassinate a royal or noble family.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I had a few. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was just going to say I had a few different ideas as well. One of them, which, yeah, like you said, they're a royal family that someone's here to assassinate. I also thought, maybe they have kid. They're trying to kidnap her for some reason. And her mom is, obviously protecting her. And looks like she has some kind of magical power or ability, like her hand seems like there's some sort of magic going on there. Um,
Mm-hmm. Last week, I had a prompt where there was someone who had my brain is connecting this picture and that one together. It's like maybe they're in the same story.
mm,
That's just my
mm.
impression. So let's see. That woman's mother protecting a royal daughter or a girl from a noble house. Is she her mother or is she a caretaker? What do you think?
I first thought mom. That was my first thought. Was she's the mother? Um, Another thought I had, which I think could be
Or
a
maybe she's a teacher.
huh?
Oh, I just thought something. Maybe she's her teacher. Like, maybe she's her teacher. The little girl has magic too, and so she's learning how to use it. But then these people are coming to kill them. She hasn't been properly trained, so she can't protect herself.
And that's actually not. That's a good idea too. Yeah. Um, I was also thinking before that maybe there's I was kind of thinking maybe there's like a custody battle sort of thing. So if she is the mom, maybe the dad is like somewhere
Hmm.
else. He's banished from the palace or whatever, but he wants to get his daughter back. So he hires these people to kidnap her and get rid of the mom until like it becomes sort of like a custody thing.
So, what kind of character is the father then? Hmm.
I don't
Something
know.
interesting from an enemy realm, or he's
Maybe,
joining with the rebels and he wants his daughter, or people are
maybe.
trying to overthrow the magic users because they are the ones in power.
Or he could be from another supernatural race or species. Because the other thing I realized was I saw in the background, it's kind of hard to see a little bit right here, but if you zoom in, you can see like it looks like a full moon in the back of the picture out the window. And when I saw full moon, and I saw the little girl with the red hair and everything, when I first saw the picture, my first thought was she reminded me of Hope from the original, because I had just finished watching all the seasons of the originals, and so it was on my mind, and I was like, "She looks like Hope." And then, I saw the full moon in the back, and I was like, what if she's, like, a wolf and, like, full moon transitioning, and, like, she's supposed to be dangerous or seen as a threat, and so there are others that are trying to get rid of her, and so her mom wants to protect her. I don't know.
Um, Possibly, she's definitely something special.
Mhm.
Yeah, it definitely seems like the little girl would be the character of the story, even though she's not the one in the center. It also seems like you can see magic coming off of the woman's hand. I think for mine, the full moon has to do with whatever power she has, like it amplifies it, or it can only be used at the full moon. So
Yeah,
these people chose the time to attack.
yeah.
So, okay, so you
Who
have your direction with the parents and the cell. Pardon? Go ahead.
I was just gonna ask would who would you write this? Whose perspective do you think you'd write the story from? Because I've had a couple different ideas of which character um, perspective it would be told from.
I'm not sure which perspective I'm going to use yet. I had a story I was writing last week before last, and I started from one character. I ended up doing it from an entirely different character, and it sounded a lot better that way. Only figured it out after I started writing. So, do you want to start the first sprint and see what we get in the first 15 minutes?
Okay, so it's 15 minutes sprint.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ready?
Just about. Let me open up a new.
Okay, 15 minutes. Ready, set, go.
Okay.
time is up.
Okay.
So how did you do, Vanessa?
I mean, I've gotten a little bit down. Not very good with quick sprints, but I did get a few paragraphs written down. I started with, I was gonna start with,
Let's see.
okay, I think you cut out for a bit. Did you say something?
Again. What were you saying?
I was asking if you said something because I think you cut out for a bit.
It joined us. Is about the prompt.
Um,
Let's see. She says, I get the sense that the girl in front is using her magic almost as a last resort to protect both of them. Yeah, that's just what I was thinking.
okay, yeah.
And now they're going to be on the run. Okay, so if they're on the run, is it that both of them escape, or like maybe just the younger girl escapes? I think just the younger girl escaped, and the older one was taken prisoner, maybe.
Maybe. I get the sense that they're part of a higher society, but are now in danger. Possibly.
Yeah, you can tell that from their clothes. It looks that way from the clothing that high class. Not sure who the knife wielders are yet. Me neither. Not quite sure. Still working on that. I think the younger girl does have magic, but she doesn't know how. What do you think?
I think the younger one probably does have magic as well. As far as the knife wielders, actually, I changed the story, so I was writing it from the perspective of the little girl, but then I switched and decided to write from the perspective of one of the knife wielders. So I think that's kind of interesting right now.
Now, that's interesting. So, do you know who they are? What is it they want?
Well, for in my story, I have them as they're working for the dad. He hired them to get his daughter, and so they are um, they're on a mission to kidnap the daughter. But one of them, he's apprehensive about it, and he's like, I don't know if we should really be doing this. Like, I don't think this is a good idea. But the other one is kind of like, you know what her dad will do if we don't complete our mission. So that's kind of where I'm taking it right now.
Okay, so does the father want his daughter back because, so does the father want his daughter back because she's his daughter, or does he have some use for her? Like she has power that he wants?
I think it's both. I think it's like is she, well, yes, because she's his daughter, he wants her back, but also, because she's special, has a special type of power, um, that makes her very important.
Okay, I have an interesting twist for the story. Say the father is apparently the enemy of whatever kingdom this is, whatever group that they belong to, and he does want his daughter back because that's his daughter. And maybe it has the impression that he wants her power, but it's really this woman, the mother, who wants her for her power. She grew up thinking that she was in the right place on the right side, but when she gets to somebody who actually just want to get her out of there because it was dangerous, she realizes that they were using her for a specific purpose. So the people we thought were good turn out to be not good, and the people we thought were bad turn out to be maybe trying to help her.
Yeah,
An
I like,
interesting twist somewhere in the story.
yeah, I like that.
That sounds like a longer story, though.
Yeah, definitely.
What I was thinking for mine, again, I was saying earlier that the little girl has some power. This woman is her teacher. She hasn't learned how to use whatever powers yet, so right now she's helpless. And her teacher has her magic because you can't use too much magic for whatever reason. And so she's going to have to use that one shot to like either take them out or distract them so the girl can run. I'm not sure yet who the knife guys are for mine.
Okay, cool.
I'm still working on that. I'm trying to find my interesting twist. Mary likes the twist we came up with for years.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else we can hide? Is there anything else in the background of the picture that we can use? I'm not sure.
I don't
Um,
know. I think we have
you know
to.
that light on her hat, like it's going to that jewelry.
What?
I'm just looking at
Where?
the details, and the light on the woman's hand. It looks like it's going to that jewel that she's wearing there on her hand.
Yeah, it looks like
Like
it's
she's wearing
coming.
a ring, and it's coming to that light. You can see like, is
Yeah,
connected to it.
it
So
looks
maybe the
like it.
jewelry has something to do with whatever magic or power that they have.
Yeah,
So that's an interesting thing. If you have power that's tied to something you have to do is take that away for them to lose their power, then that can make them more powerful and put a limit on them.
it could. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so do you want to go for another 15 minutes?
Sure.
Okay, go. Time is up.
Okay. So how did everyone do?
How did that go, Vanessa?
Good. I got another 150 words.
I was thinking of that I did last week when it sounds like there's a lot of lag.
I didn't get that you were cutting in and out.
Let me know if you're here.
Just so it's not.
Let me know if you're hearing me. Can you hear me now?
A little better now. Yeah.
Oh, Mary said she likes the reminder about the limitations of. That's a very good point.
Yeah.
What did you do on that last sprint? Mary says she thinks she used half the time trying to figure out their names. I know that feeling.
Yeah. Yeah.
To me, it felt like this prompt tied into the one that we were using last week when Mary was on. So in my head, I was trying to figure out like how they could fit together. And that one also had somebody using some type of magic, so I was figuring out the magic system and how it relates to it. In that last one, I made the girl using magic a mercenary. So I was trying to figure out like, is magic accepted in this world? Are only certain people allowed to have it? Is that what's causing the conflict in this with these knife guys?
Yeah.
So rather than ending up with two separate story ideas at the end of this, I have one idea that I can work with. That would be easier.
Yeah, that would be good.
Mary Lynn, pardon?
I think you cut out again.
That's annoying. What were you just saying, Vanessa?
I didn't say anything. I just said I think you cut out again.
Okay, well, I apologize for the technical issues. I'm doing the best I can with what I have to work with. Anyway, I like the concepts that I'm coming up with so far. I'm kind of having fun with the world building for mine.
Yeah, I don't know what last week was. But
I still do want to have I still want to have like a solid scene written when I'm finished with this one.
okay.
But right for the last two sprints. I was kind of just world building and brainstorming. But now I'm going to try to write specifically on the little girl because it feels like she's the main character.
Yeah. Mm.
How did the sprint go for you? Did you get actual or brainstorming too?
This sprint I got 150 words. Not bad.
And how does the story feel to you? Is it coming on?
It is. I have figured out where I'm going to stop it or end it. And I've got that twist that I want because I always love a good twist ending. So I think I know how this one's going to end.
Okay, so you think you know how the ending goes?
Yeah, I think so.
Mary says she likes the idea of the younger girl being on the run while the older one is.
Yeah.
She has magic but doesn't have control. Yeah, I like that idea.
Mm-hmm.
And if my two story ideas do tie in together, the character that I had last week, she was a mercenary, but she'd grown up being controlled by her. So I don't think she really knows how to interact in a normal situation. So if she and this girl end up traveling together, she like has the combat and street smarts to not get them killed, and she like knows the interact socially to not let them be found, to not let them stand out. So that would be an interesting dynamic of two different characters.
Yeah.
So I like figuring out the characters is usually pretty easy for me. I like brainstorming characters. It's figuring out the larger conflict of a story that gives me trouble sometimes.
Yeah. I think it just depends on the prompt. Sometimes the characters are easy to figure out, and sometimes I think the prompt might be easier. I don't know.
Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes the problem with it is that I have different story ideas that in my mind are trying to fuse themselves. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. So I have to rip them apart before they tangle up like a knot in my head.
Yeah.
Because I have a third and fourth story idea that are trying to creep in to this one and the one from last week. And so I'm trying to see if it can work, if like I can make one big story out of all of them, or if I do need to like keep them separate in my mind.
Yeah. It'd be cool if it could work.
Yeah, so I might take some more time to actually just put each of those out on, see them much better when I put them on paper, and then see like if the elements that I have so far for them can work together. Mary agrees that that would be an interesting character dynamic for those two.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm going to store more on that and the other ideas that I have. I have one idea that is literally just the world of the book, like a world where it's mostly nighttime almost all the time, and there are 3 moons, so that provides their light. Things are bioluminescent, and the sun is something that they fear because they live in almost perpetual night. It's lit up. The 3 moons provide a lot of light, like pitch dark, like our night is. Think something like Avatar, but not as glowy, a little less glowy. I have the world and some elements of that world, and I want to use that for a story. because these ideas came around the same time. My mind is now trying to put those last two ideas plus this one now into that world, and I don't know if it works or not. So yeah, I need to just write it out and see if it works.
You never know. You gotta try it.
Yes, thank you for adding to that, Vanessa. This is going to be fun. I'll keep you updated on that. I'll keep you updated on this one.
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to take another 15 minutes?
Yep.
Okay, I am story on this. That will take a while. And I'm gonna actually try to get some story on this one right now. Okay, so 15 minutes.
Okay.
There we go. So much easier to write for a character when I have their name. I can know everything else about them, but if I don't have their name, it's just harder.
Yeah, I just made up a couple random names on the spot right now. I don't know if they're names that I want to keep, but I'm like, I don't have time to think about it, so they're this.
And time is up.
All
right, let me know if you're hearing me all right.
Yep.
And how did that last?
Good. I am almost done. Let's see, how many words did I get? Think I got 204 words that round.
I have more about my characters now, and like their I have more about my characters and their immediate situation. I'm still trying to, my brain is going to like picture their immediate situation, trying to escape from these knife guys. And so my mind is still like going to big picture scenarios where kingdoms are at war or something. I need to tell myself, narrow it down. What is happening? But I like this prompt that you chose, Vanessa. It's definitely given me more to think about that I could add to a story that I already have to help me build it more. So thank you for that.
Great. I'm glad.
And Sarah joined us. Hi, Sarah. Thanks for coming. Sucks notifying of when videos go live. Yes, it does. Mary says the last print was not too productive, still asking questions.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything else that we'd want to add to our brainstorm? We both ended up working on different stories from the same prompts. What about the people in the chat? How did that go for you?
I think Sarah's asking what was the prompt. The picture's still up.
Sarah is asking what was the prompt. The picture that we have up on screen now, we from that. Yeah. The picture, we still have it up on screen. We were working from that, brainstorming like who are the characters, what is the situation here. My scenario was that the little girl is being protected by this older woman, and that is her teacher trying to protect her from these nice guys. The little girl has some kind of magic and they want to take her. And so the teacher maybe only has like one shot with whatever magic it is she's wielding to try to protect her and get her out of there. And Vanessa, you want to explain your scenario, Vanessa?
Yeah, so my story was that there's this sort of custody thing. Sorry. But my story was that there's this sort of custody thing with the mom and dad, so the queen, and the girl's dad. And so he hires these sort of mercenaries to kidnap the daughter and bring her back to him. And the mom is, fighting to protect her, keep her with her. And it's written from one of the mercenaries' point of view.
Vanessa, you're breaking up now.
Oh, am I?
Audio's going a little bit. Yeah, chat. I don't know if you can hear both of us. Yeah, we both ended up with kind of the same concept to start with, but then going off into different scenarios for this prompt. And for me, it kind of blends into other ideas that I was working on, so I'm going to continue brainstorming that. Are you continuing this story, Vanessa?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. After this point, I don't know when I'll continue it, but it's definitely interesting one to think about.
Yeah, from my live stream so far and the Fridays, I always save every story idea that I have from those because I like working with these image prompts and also brainstorming them with the other people participating. And so I save them all because I feel like I can build on them later.
Yeah.
Also, if you ever get to the point where you're wondering what could I possibly write next, you'll have a whole binder full of ideas by then.
Yep.
Okay, Sarah, she can hear you clearly. Mary says it comes and goes for both of us.
Okay.
We make do. That's all we can do with the internet right now. Make do.
Yeah.
So we've been going for about an hour and a half. Do you want to call it a night?
Sure.
Oh, before we do, chat. How are you? Were you working on the flash fiction or story idea with us? Let us know ideas. Sarah Kim, how about you let us know like your first impression of this prompt? What comes to mind for you? That's why I really like doing these live streams so that people can brainstorm face to face.
Yeah.
I found it helpful to have people to talk or virtually with to like help just stimulate new ideas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, these are fun.
Mm-hmm. Giving it a minute to see if anyone else has something to add, and then we can wrap up for tonight.
Okay.
Thank you very much for joining me this week, Vanessa.
No problem. This was fun. I like this prompt.
Mary says she's definitely going to save this one for later. She likes it. So do I. And let's see. Sarah is saying, I imagine an older sister. One second, let me bring up her comment.
Resisted marriage to their former enemy.
There it is.
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. And that brings to mind another idea. Like this conqueror is taking over the world, and so doing other royals to align with him or blackmailing them or kidnap or whatever else that kind of fits there. So how Mary's asking if we both froze. Are we frozen? I don't look frozen.
I don't know. Are we?
Okay, well then I guess that's as good a time as any to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Well, I still see us moving on my screen. Okay, well, thank you for joining us. Thank you again, Vanessa, for coming on with me. It was a lot of fun, and thank you for the prompt. A
Thank you
lot
for
more food for thought for brainstorming, and I love brainstorming, so thank you.
yeah, thanks.
And that is it for tonight. Thank you for joining us again. Good night, everyone.
Night.
The links to find both and Vanessa will be in the description down below, along with the credit for the artwork that we used for this prompt. Good night.
Night.